Hi there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and today I just want to show you a quick tip about with paper pumpkin. So if you got April's paper pumpkin and you're looking at the little cattails and you think they shouldn't be all green, I'm going to show you a quick tip to, in fact, how to fix that. Now, before I do, let me show you what I did with my paper pumpkin. I'm not quite done with it, but I got a lot of cards finished, and I think they turned out okay, so I thought I would show you what I did. Now, as you know, with paper pumpkin, I like to take the card bases and cut them in half down to 3 or 5 1/4 by 4 and put them on a layer of cardstock. That way you can use the front of the card and the back of the card for 2 cards instead of 1. Now this one, if you notice, matches the way Paper Pumpkin had it planned. I thought that was an adorable card, so I made, let me see if I can find them, all of those just as is, with just a pecan pie background as a card base, which I thought turned out really cute, right? Love that card. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is this one. Liked how that one turned out, but then again, I did cut those card bases. So I had 2, right, of these card fronts from the card base. I put this on pecan pie, and I think I did it exactly like that one did, or like the kit called for, right? So I did all of those just like that. So now let's go to this one, which I think they're all adorable cards, but I did those a little bit different. Let me show you if I can find that one. Here we go. So I used this piece, this blue background here, and I just cut it down as a layer and put that layer on there instead. And I don't know why I like that better. I did, so that's what I did on that one. But then I love this little scenery, and I have one left, and I can't decide exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. But the other one, I took and did that. I don't even know what this is called. It's really popular right now, where you bump up every other piece, and I thought that card turned out really cute. And again, I think this might just be, this is Misty Moonlight card base. I think I just did Misty Moonlight along here, right? Okay, so then I took the Paper Pumpkin dies. Have you seen April, May, and June's Paper Pumpkin dies? They look like this, and they have this little sign like this, which I absolutely love. I haven't even used these butterflies and flowers, but it's driving me nuts because I'm dying to use those two. But beside the point, I used that die, and I cut out the little fence. Look, I used, because on, let me think which card, this card base, yeah, this is the back of the card, so I took that and I just layered it with some old olive and stamped those little cattails on there, added those little embellishments, which I just love. And by the way, so you know, or maybe you don't know, I don't know, Stampin' Up! Used to sell those, so I had a boatload of them stashed in the back, and so I had tons of those, and I used tons of these little rocks, which I think are adorable on all my cards. Okay, then, so when I did, I tell you real quick, I cut out this, and then I cut it out again in white, so I could put that white in the center of that die. Okay, so I did this several times, because I couldn't decide, do you like the old olive? Because I think this color in between the Peaceful Pines is old olive, or do you like the Peaceful Pines? I kind of did it the same way. I did use a little bit of different rocks. These were around the same time that these were, so I had some of those. I thought I'd try that. I don't know. I thought that card was really cute. But then I did it again with this one. Not this one. Well, kind of this one, but this one in the blue with the opposite of this card, the back of that card. So I thought they turned out cute. And then the last one, and I'm not sure if I like it or not, but it's not too bad. Looky here, I just took this sign and cut it apart and turned it into a fence and popped my little bike up there. And then this part of the fence, I just hung it from the banner, kind of like they did on this card here, or these cards. I took and hung that little sign there. I thought that turned out okay, because when I didn't use the bikes on this card, I had a couple bikes left over. Okay, but that's not what I'm telling you about. That's just what I did with my Paper Pumpkin. Like I said, I'm not quite finished. I plan on finishing. I have a few more card bases, or card bases that are cut into card fronts, and so I have more plans. But what I want to share with you is this little guy here. Now, I didn't fussy cut him out. I had my scan and cut him out, so he's not the best cutout. I could probably do better, maybe not, who knows, I don't know. But we're going to use him as a sample, and I'm going to show you the 2 different ways. So with this one, can you see how my cattails on there are brown. What I did was took a piece of Early Espresso ink, the little slot punch. This comes in a set of 3, and I'm not going to do all of them because it takes a little bit of time, but I punched out 5 of these because there's 5 little, let go, come out. Okay, he's not going to come out. Maybe he'll come out if I punch. There he goes. So there's 3, but I'm not going to do all of them. I'll show you, and then that way you don't have to sit around and watch. Then I took a Post-it note, and this is kind of tedious, so after I did one of these or a couple of these cattails, I thought, well, I'm not going to put that much time into it, but it's really cute, so I think it's worth sharing. So then I have my little cattail on my Post-it note, and then I'm going to slide my punch back in there, and I'm going to just, can you see that? I'm going to just punch a little portion. And now he's a little bit smaller. Let me do one more just for good demonstratorship. So again, I laid my little cattail on the sticky part of my Post-it note, just so it's something to hang on to him so I have a handle. And then I slide my little punch back in there, and I punch him a little bit more than half. And you punch him out there. And then I just took my little, oops, not that one, that one's a big guy, my little cattails here, put a little tiny bit of liquid glue. Let's see if my liquid glue, yep, he cooperates. This is the first time I used him today. I didn't know if he's going to cooperate, but he did. Good boy. And then you take those little pieces like this. Well, try to get the Post-it note. Okay, the Post-it note sticks to your fingers. Oh, well. And then you stick that right on top of that little cattail. Position it where you want it. You know what? On this one, I'm not going to fuss with them. I'm going to use my, take your pick tool, it's easier to pick up that way, and pick that up and just set that right on that glue, and looky there. So now you have cattails that are brown that are pretty easy to accomplish. Right now, if you're like me and you're like, okay, that takes a lot of time, I don't want to, I want to do 100 cattails, I don't want to do that. I took this marker. Now this is a Stampin' Blend. This is the darkest Stampin' Blend of the, I think it's called the Skin Tones, but I took that and just went over that little green portion that I want brown, like this. And sometimes you might have to let it dry and do another coat because maybe that green shows through a little bit, but my eyes aren't so good, and I thought it looked really good just like that. And then you have the two-tone. Now this one's not quite as striking as this one, but look how cute those are. Because I guess if you're like me and it bothered you that your cattails are all one color, I don't even think this needs a second coat. This is the easiest way to get it done. So there you go. That's what I have for you today. So if you have your paper pumpkin and you're trying to figure out how to get your cattails brown instead of green, that's a simple way to do it. So real quick, Cindy, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I hope this tip helps with your paper pumpkin. Also, so you know, there is a bundle that coordinates from this. Now, I didn't get the bundle, and I should have looked it up before the video, but I heard there's a cattail in there that you can cut out in pieces. So if this one drives you nuts and you happen to get the bundle that coordinates with this paper pumpkin, I'd say just use that one. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Hey, I'm headed to Hawaii tomorrow, so I won't be here next week with my video. That's why I jumped on here real quick tonight or this morning, but I'll see you back here in a couple weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.